Greetings, everybody, and welcome to another character review. Today we are going to be looking at the Dockside Diesel, the tall tale pirate himself. Salty. Salty's one of those characters in the series where you can't help but to not dislike him. He's just he fits right into the Thomas universe, and he's also just very, very, very enjoyable and likable. He's very funny, very enjoyable, and you can't help but to dislike him. He's really a very fun character with a heart of gold and a saving grace. If you want to, please check out the Master of Lemons and Hero of the Japanese Train video about Salty, where they went in depth for about like 45-50 minutes about him. But we're just going to be taking a look at the model here. I added a little something to my Salty because when I was playing in Roblox Tomy Testing Ground, they actually added in a pirate patch and this up here, and I thought, you know what, why can't I? Since this is a Tomy model, let's try and be like the official Tomy stuff. My Salty here is a bit old. He doesn't really work anymore. This up here, his switch has been... If I turn it this way, maybe you can see it, or that. Yeah, this way. It's a bit bent. It was like that since I was a child. I also added a back lamp. I love his hazard striping. Make sure you pay attention to that because that will be important. His hazard striping is really important to, well, pretty much everything of Salty, because when they did the Thomas Wood, they got rid of that striping. So we're just this model also has a bit of wear edge, but it's that I love the white paint because it just makes him look so good. I'm gonna set him off here to the side, and that was the Salty I've had for years. And looking over, he normally has like some rust and some other splotches around here, but because they only had a small amount of space to work with, they couldn't really add those splotches or things. He also has what look like handrails and bars that are coming off the sides of here, but because Salty is because you can't really do much with that, but you can't do that. But at least they got the striping on his face and his teeth. That's something he has. But moving on to one of the hideous and horrific-looking models we have, Thomas Wood. Oh, Thomas Wood, how do I hate thee on so many levels. There's just something about it that's just so lifeless, and that's like the best way I can describe Thomas Wood. It's like they've taken the good stuff about the wooden railway and just sucked the life out of it because they just didn't like it. I mean, I can't begin to describe how much of a disgrace and how disgusting these models look. The wood models. I mean, the painted ones look good, but yeah, like that's the thing with wooden railway. You had paint. Why would you take away them and take away the paint and just give us these cheapened looking decals? So as you can see, you can probably tell the difference between paint and wood. In 2020, I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and just paint up Salty, and I didn't do the best of job. But it's okay, thank goodness. I was able to, it looks at least decent. The only area where it looks bad is the face and the buffer beam, but besides that, it looks somewhat passable and decent. I do at least like how I was able to paint him and got his paint looking really, really good. Sorry, this camera. I do like how I was able to paint the back. I first started with yellow, and then I added the striping. It looks really good, although it's kind of smudged up here, but that's fine. I was able to at least get the stripes that are looking kind of like that. I like to just think of this as a disgrace, but I'm at least glad I painted it up so it doesn't look as a disgrace, so I'm at least glad it's above the wood engines. I also painted the chassis block. You can very faintly see his name. I'm at least glad they at least kept the Salty brim, and they've kept the 6 wheels on him, because most of these wood engines, they all have 6 wheels, but blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Anyways, let's move on to a less of a disgrace of an item. We have the Adventures. I'm going to remove this because it's not relevant. Now, out of all these Salty models I have, I've got to say the Adventures one really looks amazing. I feel like even before I added all the paint and added the buffers and all that, I just feel like it just looks so good, just really good. I'm not going to push it, but there's a little button up here. He talks. He has a speaker. Salty just looks really good, and this is the CGI model. So this was, and funny enough, the Adventures came out in 2018, and so that would have been around the time of season 21. I'm looking over here at a picture of Salty, and he has a lamp right here. But like Thomas Theros said, I don't even like that light anymore. I mean, I don't mind that it has a light. I just think that the light itself is just, there's just something about it that just looks so, like, it's like a builder's hard hat is the best way. Yeah, he's been off camera this whole time. It's the best way I can describe the Adventures, the CGI Salty from like 2014 or 15 to now. But anyways, look, the model, he has this lamp here. I enjoy that. We have a few more minutes left. I actually, if you notice, I painted with Sharpie. I used Sharpie on this. I was able to get his red running board that he does actually have, at least in the model series. His hooks, I do like how he has his hooks. It makes him look like very industrial. Makes him look very, very good. I love the Salty printing. It may be a bit small, but I do like it. On the back is where I messed up. I went a bit too overboard with the striping. I was trying to make it look a bit rusty, because in season 6's episode, No Sleep for Cranky, we can see Salty pushing some trucks in the beginning, and he has a little bit of rust. It's very little, but like I just messed it up, and I went way too overboard on it. This is what Salty is supposed to be like. Yeah, it's a bit dirty and a bit dusty, but like it's not like extremely filthy or anything. But that's my bad on rust. I do like, though, on the front and back, I was able to get the grimy, rusty look from a Sharpie marker on here, because on both Salty's CG and CG and models, they actually have that there. Look, and something I forgot to add was did the Sharpie marker where it was appropriate. Instead of just making it all black, I decided to have these little spurts of yellow to at least break it up a little bit to make it look somewhat decent. And the Sharpie actually enhances to the detail. It actually looked like it just rolled out of the factory like this. It came with this as like a, the Adventures were 2017, 2018, so it was Mattel's gimmick to do anything they wanted with these models, but, that's besides the point. I just gotta say that out of all the Salties here, my favorite has to be the Adventures version, just because I've had it longer, and it's a personal bias thing, but I just really enjoy it. This comes in a close second, and that's a close third. Does that mean that does that mean that this is a bad model? No. I'm just at least glad I've added some detail to it to make it look good. It's just looking at it, even with at least the front anyways, it just looks horrendous. But, that's besides the point. That's, obsolete. So that we're coming up to a close here. Thank you all so much for being able to watch this short little video about Salty. I hope you all have a great day. I believe I've spoken everything about him. Make sure you comment your favorite Salty model. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!